He's owned it for 10 years. Cam was a competitor in the original event here at in an Aston Martin. John Sippy's is next. I have to say one of the quickest drivers here this weekend in the Datsun 240Z. John's probably the master of building and racing Datsun 240Z cars in Australia. This car is probably the tarmac rally car. Doug Stewart is next in the Porsche 944. Anthony Vandergrift leading the line with Porsche 9146, 3.6 litre Porsche plastic engine. And a very highly developed car just by looking at it. Mark Bath on the line now with the Shelby Cobra 2. 302 V8 powered. Just to keep running his one. We're waiting for Mark to be waved away. There he goes. So the wheels spin off the line, speeding it down towards turn 1. And the big lead, or as the Americans would call it, the trunk just popped open. They might have some scratches on it when he gets back. Didn't slow him down too much. That's just going to drive the handle off. Steve Smith is sitting on the line now in the 1974 model Porsche 911, 3.6 litre engine. This car is good as a tribute to the iconic ILOC series cars. ILOC standing for the International Racers Champions. Competitors from around the world competing in a series of events in identical Porsches. This car's on as a tribute to those cars. Beautifully presented. Ooh, very sideways, and he had a spin. Just very gently nudging the hay bale on the exit of turn 2. Kept it running. Has to do a U-turn. Fortunately, green for him. So yeah, he'll complete the run, but it's not going to be a very impressive time. Jessica is sitting on the grid now in a 1981 model Porsche 911, 3 litre plastic. He's owned and driven this car for 20 years. Course now brings us back. Steve Cooper did nudge the hay bale, so they probably need to go and inspect. Position it shouldn't be in. And hasn't dragged anything onto the course. great view of the big screen of the hay bale, and you can see, yes, it's been significantly deflected by Steve Cooper's board. He's done some sizable rust too. And we've got a tractor with bale handler on scene very promptly.
Ready to go? Continue.
This is the first clean-up we've actually been able to watch, so we can tell you how long it's going to take, and my guess is not too long. It's only one hay bale. It looks like we've got our hay bale back in position, so we should have the track cleared shortly. And back in the early days of motorsport, hay bales were a very common safety barrier before we saw tyre walls and concrete walls and earth barriers take their place. But surprising how effective the hay bales are. They don't do a ton of damage, but they do stop a car. Meanwhile, Kissiker calmly sitting there on the grid in his Porsche. This is a car that he shares with his son Jack. Enthusiastic after turn one. He's actually got a GoPro hanging on the outside of the rear bumper. He's recently watched that off on one of the hay bales. Thank you.
This is his third year of competing in the juniors. It's not something that you can do for life, it's something that you can do for a while. I'd like to expect that decision to
A reminder again to find your Leyburn the Sheriff's tent. We've got our legends on the ground station. Steve Johnson and Charlie O'Brien, Devin Bartlett, Matt Romano, and Wayne in the signing.
there's a pepper river. There's a pepper river. Yeah, for about 10 months now.
You just couldn't stand to be sitting on the sidelines while they were on the ground
On the exit of turn 2, but the only thing she said is a traffic cone. But if she's out of speed, she's near the engine running, so she gets back on the track. There are penalties for her.
I just did that the opportunity to expect our vendors over the years just behind the first one.
Huh?
racing a XP Woodruff competition. All in Coconut 3, which is sprints. It's Christine versus Scott D. That's amazing. Christine is versus the purple Mitsubishi Lancer. It's been followed in that raucous Toyota GI Garrett. So we need to throw some of those cap tops or contacts on the road after Christine goes by in order that Scott gets them punches. The Yaris is, unfortunately, the Chris is a little bit too quick. By comparison, Chris is pretty older.
And that completes our first run of today.
So, our fastest driver so far was, well, you won't be shocked. D. Amos is set on 43.3. That's 4 seconds off the record, but you know, that's 4, that is second fastest on a 46.9. So that's 3.5 seconds, first and second at the moment. Third fastest, car number 29. The class number, that's not very good. Car number 92, of course. Yes, the ninth stage, of course, Ross Mackay. There we go. Reading it at 50.5, so it's very close on the battle for fourth place. Is car 215, and that's Roger Garcia in the McLaren 546. So yeah, Roger is the fastest group car at the moment. You don't have to read through the car, but that's a little suggestion on a route above the cage. Craig Marty in the Alpha GTR is 9th fastest, that's 10th fastest, I should say, yeah, Matty Craig in the top 10. Colin Hayes, up and down, Regional Council, Big Cafe, Laurel, JMC Performance, Rovers Are Us, Take Break, Next Up Digital Work Credit Union, Connolly and Partners, Online Visiting Services, Shannon's, South Zone,
Hi, it's lovely to meet you. What's your name?
Brian Chisholm.
Can you give me a little detail story about your car?
Yes, certainly. It's a 1924 Amel car, which is from France. It's a little four-cylinder side-valve engine. Air-cooled, doesn't have a fan, so you need to keep it moving to keep it cool.
Yes.
It's comfortable about 60 kilometres an hour, driving along. My father bought it in 1978 as a complete vehicle. It was a wreck. Spent 10 years restoring it and took it on the Bicentennial Rally in 1988. And then he passed away in 2021. It fell to me to look after it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Are you racing today?
Racing is a technical term, but yes, I am driving around the circuit, but I'm not going to set any land speed records or anything like that.
That's fair enough. Do you have a particular time that you're wanting to get today at all?
I have no idea. As long as it goes around and stays straight. I haven't seen what my first time is. I have no idea how quick or slow it may have been, but I should be able to go a bit quicker, I think, in the second round, because it's the first time I've seen the course. The couple corners I wasn't quite sure on, but now I know they will probably get through there a fraction quicker, so yeah.
And how long have you been coming to Leyburn?
This is my first year, so I'm a Leyburn virgin. Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, thank you so much. Your car is amazing, and let's get to see you out there soon.
Yes, hopefully. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks so much.
Thank you to all of our competitors and their crews and family for contributing so much to the historic Leyburn Sprints. We couldn't do that.
you tell us about your car?
This is a replica built in South Africa. It's a copy of the 1967 Ferrari P4. And people would recognise it because it was in that film Ferrari versus Ford, or Ford versus Ferrari.
The specific time that you're wanting to get?
You always like to beat last year's time, but you never do it on the first run. So this is my first run. You always get your eye in, just like a cricketer or any sportsman. You should never try and go flat out first run. We've got till Sunday afternoon, and what you do is set a time, and then you chip away at it, a tenth or two or three each time. All kinds of remarkable race cars. We've been real, seen a lot with Elton and Elton for the past now. And MR5? Yeah, MR5 for quite a few years started to open. We were racing all around the country.
Good afternoon. We're enjoying a brief lunch break for the officials, but we've still got a few of the Leyburn State School coming on to perform Advanced Australia Fair. Give them a hand as they come on. A fresh group of young people every year. Definitely, I think that the younger students music ready, and 3, 2, 1, away you go, please. Thank you very much for, I'm sure you must have done a lot of practice for that, yes? Yeah? Thank you. Thank you. We'll move on to the rest of the ceremony. And we'll look forward to seeing the students of the Leyburn State School again next year. Thank you. I'll introduce you now to the president of the historic Leyburn Sprints Incorporated Club, Tricia Chan.
Welcome again, everyone. Thank you to all our return visitors, and a huge thank you to all our brand new visitors. I hope you're enjoying the day. We did put in an order for the weather and it delivered, so that's fantastic. I would just like to say thank you to my volunteer committee, to all our volunteers, and to our community members for once again allowing them to welcome their home and open their arms for all your visitors, and I hope you're enjoying yourselves. Before I finish, I want to keep this quick, but I would just like to introduce Lucas Williams. He has made the journey from Melbourne with the original 1949 Australian Grand Prix trophy. This has been lost to us for over 20 years. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for all the councillors who are here today, and also the Southern Downs Regional Council support in general, as well as the Tourism Events Queensland, and also all our major and minor sponsors and supporters, because without them as well, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing. Thank you.
A very special element of the sprints this year is the appearance of the actual 1949 Winners' Trophy that was presented to John Crouch on the 18th of September 1949. We had a very long search for this piece of hardware, which hasn't seen Leyburn for more than 20 years. We're very delighted who is now the custodian of this trophy has brought it up to us, and here we have it this weekend. There's nothing more symbolic of the history of this event than the trophy of the Grand Prix winner, the late John Crouch. So I'll ask Lucas with him just to walk over to me. He's not expected to say anything, but I'll ask him, Lucas, come on over, lift that trophy up and just hold it up for people to see, please. Thank you. Now, as I say, it should not be underestimated. That is an Australian Grand Prix trophy. They're few and far between. Now I'd like to introduce to Councillor Joel Richters from Southern Downs Regional.
Thank you very much, Chris, and I'm super proud to be here today and to be joined by Council Region, and why not come to the beautiful town of Leyburn. Year on, this festival becomes more and more and more prestigious, and that's why not only do we think it's one of the best motorsport events in our region, but now all of Queensland thinks so because of the amazing work we did to get the Queensland Motorsport Event of the Year award. So congratulations to that. Trish, I'd like to thank you and your committee and all your volunteers for putting on this amazing event. It's one of the reasons why this council is so proud to support you because of all your volunteers and what you bring to Leyburn and to all of the region. Sprints 2005 official track.
Thank you very much, Councillor Richter, and the other councillors. Now, we've got a fantastic experience coming up for you. We're going to have a parade lap of a few very, very special cars, but I did want to introduce you to our VIP drivers that we brought along this weekend. If they could just walk out beside the hay bale here and Dick. So let's have a big hand for three legends of Australian motor racing. 1977, Australian Grand Prix winner, Warwick Brown, multiple Bathurst and Australian touring car champion, Dick Johnson, Queensland 150 icon, and Macau Grand Prix winner, Bathurst winner, and spinning. That's all we ask of you at the moment. Thank you. And now we're going to see a parade of great cars. We'll move the microphone off the starting line. If the park, of course, is ready, we're ready when you are to move those cars on. Okay, so leading, we've got the fastest and the slowest for obvious reasons. Even though they're not doing quick laps, but they're going to have a little squirt, I would say. The leading car here, the green car, is a Ron RT4, driven by none less than the world champion from Brazil, Nelson TK. In the year that he won the World Championship, I think he also competed in the Australian Grand Prix. In this very car, driven by we're ready when you are. Roll 94. MG TV 5. Australia Grand Prix. MTTC, Evergreen, 1949 car. The GK Ford Special, Chris Hughes, a 1949 car. We're backing them up. The second oldest car of the event. Alfred, the 1925 Austin 7 Sport Special, driven by 85-year-old Justin McCarthy. Give him a special hand. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of our official proceedings. We've got some hot lap winners coming up now to make some fast rides. But you can go back to your lunch now. Thank you.
Open wheeler of choice. I'm pretty sure, I am sure, that it's the largest mass-produced open wheel racing car of any description. Hundreds of these were made for Formula Atlantic, Formula Pacific, and other categories. Besides that, many of them powered by, most of them powered by BDs, series-based Cosworth Ford 4-cylinder engines. Are a mainstay of Australian motorsport. The Gold Star from the Australian Drivers' Championship was competed for by mostly by Ross Arts Sports from 1981 through to. And at the end of the year, in the early 1980s, we were having Stranagan, Australian Grand Prix and Ford Park Raceway. Bob Jane, lost of coal at the time, and we bring a number of the Formula One drivers of the day out to run. Of course, Alan Jones, primarily one of them, Australian World Champion for 1981, World Champion, also PK was as well, so there's 4 times World came out one as well. Other John Sophie, Vivian Perez, and that's critical. And all racing against the very best of our locals, which included Charlie O'Brien, who's here this weekend. He was one of the Roll Darty 4 Brigade at the time. Like John Powell, of course we're understandably familiar with the 1995 Australian Championship and many other championships as well as winning back in 1001 with Big John the era that was in EV car in 1994. John Smith, also a member of the Roll 94 drivers every day. Ray Hamilton also with that group, at the Leyburn Sprints. The yellow round of BD11 that was coming around, that was Kevin Bartlett's race car when he was the first driver to set on 100 run on that Bathurst. Open wheelers used to be frequent regulars at Bathurst up until 1970. Guys like KB and John Hardy, Max Stewart. Those are great names.
Hi, nice to meet you. what's your name?
Hi, Chris Hughes.
Thank you for coming today. Can you tell us a bit about your car?
Yeah, the car's Ford GK Special. Raced here in 1949 in the Grand Prix. And up until the week ago, it's been driven in over 50 years, so we had to do a great amount of fun on it, and really looking forward to it. So I'm doing it every day. So yeah, it's good.
How long ago was that?
And then it's been in mining for 22 years. My dad always wanted to bring it back here, but he got really sick, and it never happened. So, but it's here today, it's here this weekend. My family's here, and it's great.
Lovely to hear that. And is this your time you've been gone to Leyburn? You haven't raced, but you visited us for the last few years?
My very first sport in Leyburn. I was here a month ago cooking competition barbecue, and barbecue got it, and it's my first motor. I'm coming back next year, I'm going to do a whole lot of work with the car, and next year, it's going to come back to figure it out.
Perfect. Well, excited to see you next year, and I'll watch out for your lap today. So thank you so much, and good luck out there.
Thanks very much. Thanks.
Team for school, we have senior boys and girls team, and we compete at the Queensland Sports Day, and we are fundraising for the school to help get to Adelaide.
Amazing. Alrighty, well let us take what
got you frightened here, so.
Leyburn, make sure you check them all out. It's great to see a government body that's Queensland State government bodies that are sourced out of JMC performance, event sponsors, and preparers of a number of cars that are entered in the event. And loaders are us. They've been going 14 years. We thank them for their support of the event too. Bruce is another sponsor of the event. Tremendous support that Shannon's given to classic and historic motorsport all over Australia. So we thank them and on my home and my personal motorsport memorabilia collection by Shannon's, like many other motorsport people. So we thank them for their support. very effectively, actually. Very aggressive line through the turn one. Yeah, they came with a number of
get around turn one with that idiot. I think he was going to make turn one. Unfortunately, it's so long that it's possible that his exit speed is very high. on the 90 re-engine, running at the turbocharged store at 1,000.
Very frequent flying here at Leyburn Sprints back into Redfield Summit. Together.
Tribute AU4000. All the as he affectionately known to all subjects. Maybe they're just being him because he's got efficient tributes. 5 litre V8 on board this AU Falcon. Dressed up with the tribute colour scheme of BAE Motorsport, which is a West Australian based team that joined when he left Big Tommy Racing. Before the end of the year, the team has been sold to John Creeks, who relocated to the Gold Coast, John Creeks team. And then 12 months after that, and was sold to Triple A Racing in the United Kingdom. Ron Danes, looking forward. That livery celebrates when Caterpillar released around some of the European brands are selling over 700. I drove a 600 horsepower Volvo once. You don't put the wheel I'll run it on no trailer, so yeah, that's why it's quick. Very special. I have Brown BT 11A they were racing against.
Chris was having a much better run this time. You might remember his first run, he just went straight ahead in the first one. But that would be great. Just like that, very sideways at the exit of turn 2. And turn 2, the exit of 2, is even higher than the exit of 1. So there's a lot of room to get it more.
Cameron left, lined up on the start line, came left, and beat that 240. Really don't know really. Oh, you can hear the noise of that car. Unprecedented.
And competing in the inaugural Leyburn almost 30 years ago, and that's the car. He's owned this car for the last 10 years. David Stewart passing us now at turn 1. Then the Porsche 944.
And 944's for 2.5 meters.
He's taking this one in 3
The end of the line for that little block track boy. Picking up horses, 914 coming by. 3.6 litre, 914, that's just rude.
Yeah, he's actually a 2 litre 4-cylinder from
But now it's required that was all a bit wrong there for
After the shopping over, that's a very exciting departure from the line. Steve Cooper is next. Now Steve moved to the hay bale at turn 2 on the previous one, but it looked like a moving injection.
the Coopers have been racing Porsche 911s for decades. Husband and wife team and a daughter as well have been racing these 911s. It's very these over the years. There's like an old yellow flags around and Coopers right off. Those two of them, sorry, an antique bench group. I ran into Ken last night and it reminded me that I never did his name, the pronunciation right. If not, I'll hear about it.
Well, I'm sure there are residents still in that. Well,
Dragon Swamp, member of the committee, reply all day. Steel Lewis, one of our potential front-running competitors, drivers, getting out the way for the weekend. Our top 10 times have just munched up on all of us. John Simmons is actually inside the top 10 of the but he's ahead of Tyson Elliott, and he's ahead of Mike Taylor in that glorious the Toronto, but not ahead of President Garcia or McLaren today. He's a top flight dominated by those little guys. Not that they're really little guys. Yeah, but that's so really want to we've always had Westville in Leyburn Sprints. As far as I can tell whether or not there's always been a Westville. We've always been
exciting run through turn one there. He's kept them out of the hay and kept it running, but just 1600cc Elephant.
Red Hat and Elephant in the entry.
It is indeed an iconic Australian brand.
Very good.
Of course, that particular car was when you might call it Elephant 2.0. The brand was rebirthed many years later.
Yeah, Don Abbey in Tasmania owned the Elephant.
Erica Ferdinand on track now, one of our junior competitors. She's been competing since she was 14. She's on the private training program at Corbin Park. That's one of the Harris on track now.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I've anticipated. Michelle is sharing this car with particularly one driver from the Hannah at the wheel. Is the junior of the they're both juniors actually.
And is 16 years of age. She's been racing since she was 14 years old, since she was 12 years old. Isn't it amazing? Imagine being 16 years of age and having 40 years of racing experience. One thing that we haven't mentioned yet, aside from how good it is, and they've got all the excitement and all the silliness out of their system before they get out on the public road. So they actually become much safer road drivers than their
in the Citroen C4. That's below. Pretty car in Golden member on the side for the Australian Army.
good.
If it's hard enough to push it to one side,
He's made it through turn 2.
it's a flat. Then it wants 180 litre Soleca motors all the time.
Interesting. Lawrence Murphy and his daughter with friendships here. 20 years in the cement, he's taken a straight car home every year. He must be trying hard enough to get all the way for you. Well, what they say, find the limit and then wind it back a little bit.
the Omni racing cars come through there, Thomas?
Their entry numbers are too great to get there. In the Toyota GR Yaris.
Yeah, the G15 has an intense rivalry. That makes rivalry where you describe each other with hatred.
And the course car sets out for another lap. So that's the end of the second run.
GR Yaris, a 3-cylinder. Oh, the 3-cylinder is why it's got that raucous sound to it.
I've got a missed call from Mark Jones 2 hours ago. Is there something you wanted to tell me?
Off air for them, okay? That's something that we didn't do at the time.
Between runs, we're just going to check our messages because we're nervous silly enough to come in here with our phones all on silent.
3 o'clock in the afternoon now. Good plenty of time to
Yeah,
get already.
we'll get to another 2 hours of running in.
Thank you, of course, to all of our sponsors, Colin Pay, Southern Downs Regional Council, and the Speed Cafe, Lotus, us, Fancy Forum, Big Money, and Digital. What? Interviews from community about the code and all about the crazy and all of the activities
I'm here with Lily, and she just recently raced this morning. And Lily, tell us about your car. It was a 2002 Toyota Celica. I bought it back in November. I learned to drive it in the car. And how long have you been racing? I did my first hill climb probably back in like February maybe, down in Brighton. And I've done it at Cotton since then, and it's my first big race really. And what inspired you to race? Well, my family used to do the vintage caravans to get into racing. And how are you finding the Leyburn Sprints since it's your first time here? It's great, like the community, they're all so nice. It's just lovely with all the nice cars. It's really good. Thank you so much, Lily. Have a good day.
We've got a number of competitions going on alongside the sprints here. The Vintage Van Village is just over behind us here at the Coffee Turn 1. The Cambodia Rock is rocking away in support of the Vintage Van Village. We've also got the Show and Shine, which we will do presentations for around lunchtime afternoon tomorrow.
feel like racing, and is there a particular time that you're wanting? I'm not too worried about time, to be honest. Just keeping it on track is great for me. The first time I raced here, we had a white one that I got 2 wheels, so that was a bit scary, to be honest. But just, yeah, keeping it on the road is great. And missing those hay bales, yeah, it's a big thing. That's definitely important. And of course, this is a very male-dominated industry. How does it feel like to be a female in this type of world?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, especially seeing the little kids come past and be like, oh, there's a woman in that car racing, so that's pretty nice. So hopefully it is my husband's car, but hopefully my name will be on it soon to race it. And then we've got Kate here in the X19. She's out currently watching it, but she's a great racer too.
Perfect. And is she up today, or?
Yeah, perfect. She'll be racing today. Yeah, she's a great racer.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, and good luck for your race upcoming. But yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you very much, our social media team in the background doing all kinds of stuff behind the scenes and recording interviews and everything else. Joseph McCarthy is lining up on the start line to start run number 3 in the Austin 7. We did a bit of a special presentation for Justin last night here at the pre-event barbecue. Got a little cake to celebrate his 10th year running in the Leyburn Sprints and also the 100th anniversary of his race car. 75 years old when he started racing, where he first decided to be a racing car driver. Now 85. We'll only catch up to the age of his car. Never had a 100-year-old race car in the Sprints before, and now we've got 3 of them all at once. Thanks to Dustin and also to the Chisholm family. Especially cars off of the Group J car. 1925 records are on 7. Became an executive of the Austin Motor Company and was their representative here in Australia. Now becoming a tradition. At that 1928 race at Gulf Island and unprofitable land to 1904 before the Australian Grand Prix was converted with everyone watching. Australian whenever an old weather,
Andy's had to learn. Sorry, my apologies there. Yeah, Brian Chisholm just heading down the straight now. Plenty of smoke off the back of the cars in there. I'm assuming that there's oil smoke, but it could be tyre smoke. I don't know if you can fire a tyre with 6 horsepower.
It ought to be very soft.
Yeah, it's basically evolution of motor vehicles. Having why that it's so much lower.
Do you think you can get a qualifying tyre that's only 2 inches wide?
No low tyres.
The second of Chisholm family cars sitting on the line down at Crossley. Considerably larger car.
Considerably larger engine too, 2.5 litres versus the 700cc that we saw previously.
Also on the side.
This car was restored by David and his late father from the ground up. They finished it 25 years ago.
Oh, that's
Produces 19 horsepower with a 3-speed crash box. But they've got wheels, they've got brakes on every wheel. That's a top speed of 60 from a 100-year-old. That's awesome.
Excuse me, kind sir, there at the Tomo Grandstand with the Holden wall art. Did you get that from the Summers area over behind Turn 6?
I've played 3,000.
the whole brain, the whole idea of that experience. Whereas you get someone earlier,
Here comes the tool train. They're still running 24-hour towing, providing tool train services this weekend. And,
basically, we haven't really had much need for the tool train. Because of the climate, I think.
That's right there, who destroyed the front leg suspension right here at turn 1. If there's no chassis damage to the car, it would be quite a simple repair. You simply unfold the rear bed parts, throw them in the bin.
Well, these problems, they're relatively simple to repair. Like I said, built by sports cars. And this, about 6 or 7 of them were built. They came over road specifications from 1100 up to 1500 cc. Tennis Pavilion and Piper Hardseat at the Piper Hardseat, including 4 months accommodation, and that's around $7,500 worth, plus 5 $500 vouchers to Super Cheap Auto. So, and yes, I see Raffle Tick's website for details actually of the Sprints website. Raffle Tick photography were 1 year where there was in point around and highlight of the indicator race. I think it was Adrian Fernandez very hard to clip Michael. I had a question here over how old is Lewis? Now, this is, off the top of my head, no, but I'm going to look up the Bible. I don't know that, just let us know. Neil Lewis used to be one of the starting with the Bradford, and no,
It's been quite good out there today. It's plenty of traction and whatever. I've just taken it easy. I just don't want to crash. Yeah, it's been good. Very good.
So good now.
Excellent.
And what is so special about this particular car that you're racing?
the sports car body, and that was huge in the United Kingdom and in the USA. And the parts were easy to come by. It was relatively and they're very popular now in historic circles as keep counting. We've had several the peak of productions of sports air racing in the late 1980s, early 1990s, when the category just exploded with a whole bunch of new cars. Each new model that is produced after the racetrack we've got a pair of D6s here in the field. One's a 4.5 thousand with the 4.4 1.6 Ken engine that can motor for competition. Off track. Last time to keep the tire approaches flag off on it. Paul Ritchie driving the confident of the major in the MGB.